What's up, it's cinemashogun here, and as I reported to you all before, Gypsy Rose has now deleted all of her social media accounts amid all of the backlash that she's been getting recently. She put out a video explaining why she deleted her accounts, and we talked about that in my last video about this subject. But now she's apologizing for her lack of accountability. And I don't know how to feel about this apology. On one hand, I'm not trying to be an uptight butthole that's over judgmental, but on the other hand, I feel kind of iffy about this apology because why now? You had 8 years in prison to think about what you did and to try to figure out how to navigate your life and how to handle these situations. Yet when you got out of jail, all of the sweet jail talk that you were giving everyone about, donating to all of these charities and about you advocating for people who went through things like you, all of that went out of the window when Gypsy tried to be a celebrity. And I think if it worked out in the way that she wanted it to, I don't think that we would be seeing, these apologies. I don't think that she would have deleted her social media accounts. She got backlash. She couldn't handle it. And now she's apologizing. Now she's regretting those decisions. And, people are able to make mistakes. We all make mistakes. I make plenty of mistakes. I make mistakes on a daily basis. Gypsy is human at the end of the day, right? But when looking at Gypsy Rose's situation, I always feel this underlying feeling of she is manipulating us. And maybe it's just because, we all know about Gypsy's past with her and her mother. And I say her and her mother because she played a part in everything as well. I don't put all of the blame on Gypsy about everything that happened in her life. But she definitely played along with it at points as well, took advantage of the situation, and she picked up on a lot of manipulation tactics. And you can see it every time she opens her mouth. And, when she does these apologies, the good in me, it wants to accept this apology. It wants me to believe that she's sincere. But deep down, I just feel like this woman, this girl, is a master manipulator. I really feel like she is. So when I'm looking at these apologies that she's giving, sometimes they sound sincere, but I just have that weird feeling that she's not being real and genuine. And, words are one thing, actions are another. Her actions showed the type of person that she is as soon as she got out. But like I said, people started turning on her, and then it seems as if she folded. But let's go ahead and read some of her words that she said recently. First, I would like to address all the people I insulted with a lack of accountability in my interviews in the first month after I was released from prison, and because of my lack of accountability. I am learning. I take responsibility for my part. And that's what I'm saying now. I take responsibility. I did something bad. So personally, even if she's not being sincere, I like that she is at least self-aware enough to understand what people's issue is with her. Because a lot of people were cheering for Gypsy. They were on Gypsy's side. They were in Gypsy's corner. And then she got out and she started doing these interviews. She started doing these talk shows and these podcasts. And she really put a bad taste in people's mouth with some of the things that she was saying. It really feels like she got out of prison, and because of all of the attention hyping her up, she was really feeling herself like her ish don't stink. It seemed as if she almost forgot where she just came from and why she's even here getting attention in the first place. You know, and I think she really got big-headed and started thinking like, oh, you know, I'm the next big thing. And then, of course, the internet turned on her. Now, she could still be successful as a social media influencer. People are going to hate you and people are going to love you. That comes with the business. And there's plenty of people out there who are hated by the majority of people, but they're still successful because hate watching, hate clicks, it's a thing. Some of you hate my guts and you're watching this video right now, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. But definitely in the first month or so after she got out of jail, she's doing all of these interviews, and it was a totally different Gypsy than some of the Gypsy snippets we've seen of her talking from jail and things like that. All accountability went out of the window. She basically started talking as if she did nothing wrong and that Nick was to blame for everything, you know? So I understand the backlash that she's getting, and I'm glad that she understands where it's coming from, but let's go forward. I'm sorry, I'm learning. I take accountability for my part, and I'm saying this right now. I'm taking accountability. I did a bad thing. Let my actions match my words, and we will go from there. I definitely have a good support system, and I think I'm just now starting to get around to listening to my inner self instead of all the noise that's been on social media. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching and hearing me out. She also added, I don't understand why people are so interested in my life. I don't get it. I don't see myself as famous, especially for what? Like I did something bad. I'm trying to make myself a better person now, but I don't get it. That's not me. I'm not famous. I'm not anything. I'm just Gypsy. People shouldn't look up to me as a role model. Thank you, Gypsy. Now, if Gypsy got out of jail and she immediately started talking like this in her interviews, in her talk shows, in her reality shows, in her podcast, we would be having a totally different discussion right now. In fact, we probably wouldn't be having this discussion at all because most people, including myself, we wouldn't feel so strongly about this situation if Gypsy's attitude was different from the get-go. If Gypsy's attitude was, hey, why are you following me with these cameras? I'm not famous. I did something horrible. Or, hey, I'm glad I'm on this talk show, Good Morning America, but, you know, why am I really here? At the end of the day, I'm not famous. I did something terrible, and I'm trying to be a better person. If she had that mentality, instead of the mentality of, oh, I'm going to be a new social media influencer. Yeah, I'm going to try to sell you necklaces and shitty scarves, and, you know, I'm going to do this and do that. If the mentality was different from the get-go, she wouldn't be getting the level of backlash that she's getting. Conversations would still be had. Some people would still feel some type of way. I would still have something to say about the situation, but we wouldn't feel so strongly against what's going on if there was accountability. And hearing her say these things now, it all sounds good. But her actions have shown otherwise up until this point. So I'm going to judge her by her actions as opposed to this apology that she's given after she's gotten all of this backlash. So the question really is Gypsy being sincere? What do you all think? Because I'm kind of battling within myself. I fully believe that Gypsy would not be saying any of this right now if it wasn't for the backlash. So it's hard for me to separate the fact that these apologies and these words that she's saying, it's only coming after the internet turned on her. If it came before the internet turned on her, then I knew that she would, then I would have known that she's sincere. But what do you all think? Do you think she's being truthful? Do you think that she really regrets the decision to try to be famous? What do you think's going on through her head right now? Do you think this is just another manipulation tactic to make people feel bad for her, to get the internet back on her side, and then she's going to do, a whole 180, 360, whatever you want to call it, and she's going to go right back to being the Gypsy Rose celebrity? Because I can see that coming. I would not be surprised if she goes on this sympathy tour. Oh, guys, I'm sorry for how I acted in the first month. Everybody feel bad for me again. People are being so mean, and then she turns it around again. Do not put it past someone like Gypsy to do something like that. But I guess only time will tell, but I am interested in hearing your thoughts and opinions about this. So let me know down in the comments below. While you're down there, if you want to donate, you could do so via Cash App, or you can help the channel for free by liking and subscribing. But with that being said, I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.